Hey, what's up guys, Bearcat here, doing another exciting episode of Bearcat Reviews, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends series Cylok, Marvel's Nimrod, and Phantom X 3-pack from Amazon Prime, from the Amazon Prime exclusive. And I gotta say guys, this is an amazing set to get. I really like the X-Force, so getting this 3-pack was a very nice thing to get myself, especially given it was on sale. But taking a look here at the box, you can see its window here. It says Cylok, Marvel's Nimrod, and Phantom X on the front. It shows all of them here. On the top here, you see it has the giant X logo. This is Marvel Legends series. On the side here, sorry, you're gonna have to. It's a very big box, so on the side here, you can see it is the art drawing of the Marvel Legends series Cylok concept art. On the other side is concept art of Phantom X, as you can see here. On the bottom, there's not much down there, and on the back, it's the concept art for all three of them: Nimrod, Cylok, and Phantom X. And that's really it for the packaging. So let's get to it and crack open the 3-pack. So here we have Cylok, Phantom X, and Nimrod out of the packaging. And as you can see, they're pretty cool figures. To start off, like we always do, we're going to go through their accessories, but we'll go through in order of least accessories to most accessories. So starting off with least accessories, we have Phantom X, which was him and Cylok were big reasons why I got this. And for his accessories, like I said, he has the least amount. He comes with his two guns, they're both the exact same. As you can see, exact same guns. And this is basically just a repaint of the old, reuse of the old Phantom X body. But the big thing is, you can see with his guns, they added portholes so they can put in special effects pieces. And let me turn on that light so you can see this better. If I can get my light, there we go. So as you can see, it's guns. And then he comes with two blast effect. He comes with effect pieces now that plug in here. So as you can see, you can put in these blasting effects, so it looks like he's firing off his guns. Or you can pull these out, and you can put in these smoke effects to make it look like he just fired his guns. As you can see. Unless I can tap this one back in because it wants to fight me. There we go. As you see. And obviously he can hold his guns. But the big thing I wanted to show you guys with these is that they do have holsters for him on his legs here. But they are very tight holsters. So as you can see, like, put the gun in the holster like you would for a gun. But it's like very snug. And there might be a trick to make them not as snug, like heat treating or something. I don't know for certainty. I'll have to look it up. But heat treating is the big one I've heard, so I'm going to try that. But as you can see, it just fits in right like so. And you can do it with both his guns. And then for holding them, obviously you just slip them right into his hand. Trigger finger through the finger hold. Yeah. And there's that. So that's Phantom X with his accessories. I'm gonna pop this gun out because it kind of hinders with the coat. So we'll just have him holding it. There we go. And so that was Phantom X's accessories. Oop, and he falls down. And so now also, in case you guys were wondering why yesterday's video was a little shorter, it was because I was doing this 3-pack today, and this video is going to run a little longer because, one, there's 3 of them, and 2, normal size figures, and then 1 big build-a-figure character. So, alright, so for accessories, we're going through Cylok. And as you can see with Cylok, it is basically just the Cylok body again, but repainted to be in the X-Force costume. And so for her effects pieces, we have, her katana with like the psychic energy around it. And yeah, you can remove that, and so it's just the pink katana, or you can leave it on. Oop, if I can loop it thread it through here, right? There we go. and then you can have it, her wielding it with her psychic powers. And then this obviously just plugs right into the hand like so. Here we go. And for other accessories, you can replace her grabbing hand here with a fisted hand. You can see. And you just plug that in. And then you can plug in her little psychic blade, which you just wrap it around the wrist here. There we go. And you just plug it in like so. As you can see, it plugs on. Oop. As long as you get the fist molded into the right slot. There we go. As you can see, plugs right in. And then as for her last accessory, she comes with the little butterfly like psychic thing she uses when she is using her telepathy. So you can see. And that's it for Cylok Accessories. So we're going to set her here. And next we'll go through the guy with the most accessories, Nimrod. And Nimrod here is a big fellow. I mean, yeah. He's huge. So, to start off again, Nimrod, as you can see, he comes with 2 open hands with little pegs for these blaster effect pieces that you saw, which are very nice. I'm really liking these ones, especially with the rings of energy around them. It just looks so nice. And here's the other one, so you can see. Exact same, but it's really nice looking. You can see that. And so for these, obviously, you would just plug them into the hands, like so. And then he can use them like he's firing off his beam, like he's firing off energy blasts. I don't remember what the Sentinels called their attacks. I know they weren't repulsor blasts, but as you can see there they are. And I will say his hands do not move up as much as you would want. And if you try to move them up even more, it starts to unpeg the hand from the arm. So I will warn you about that. Alright. But then other than the open hands with the blast effects here, you can also do a hand swap. So you just pull out his hand. Which always takes a little more force when it's on camera for some reason. And then you can peg in these fisted hands. There we go. And I guess it'll both take that off. Peg in this one. And then he has fisted hands. And now for his other 2 accessories, he comes with, as you see, he has this head on him, which has this pink outline and this white face, which, if I remember correctly, this was used in the comics. As you can see. But you can also pop off this head. Ooh, there it is. As you can see, it's just on a peg because his head doesn't really move around. And you can pop on this more show accurate head from the 90s cartoon of Nimrod, which he also used in the comics, if I remember correctly. So yeah. And as you can see with Nimrod's paint job here, it's literally white with pink. So, but this paint detail is really nice. I do love this design on the back. And speaking of the back, it brings us to our last accessory, which is these little, I honestly have no idea what they're called. They fairy wings, butterfly wings, dragonfly wings. if you guys know in the comments, please let me know in the comments below. But as you can see, there's 2 little holes here and 2 little pegs here. And then you just peg them onto his back. If I can actually line it up properly, there we go. You just peg him right on. As you can see, he's got his little wings. And that's really it for accessory with these 3. So now we're going to move into their posability. And we'll start off with, in reverse order, with Nimrod. So as I said, his head can't move anywhere because it's just pegged on. Let me remove these wings, make it easier. There we go. Alright. But other than that, as you can see with the arm, he's so big I have to keep moving him around because he keeps getting out of frame. His arms can rotate 360, and the shoulder pad moves with it. His arm moves up that far. Bicep swivel. Single joint elbow that bends just at maybe a little under 90 degrees. Wrists can move up and down on both hands. Sets of hands, excuse me. He has a diaphragm joint here, so he can swivel on it, as you can see, for different twisting poses. It does ratchet a little bit, so he can kick forward that much, which isn't very far. Unless you rotate his thigh, then he can kick forward a little more. He can kick back not far out, if much at all. Like I said, he has thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Ankles can move up, not very much down, and he has a little bit of ankle pivot. So that's it for Nimrod's posability. Next we'll do Cylok here. Let me remove her accessories to make it easier. So for Cylok, she's got her head on a ball joint, so you can see it's got some pivot movement here. She can look up that far, and she can look down that far. Hair kind of gets in the way of the looking up movement. Her arms can move out that much. Rotate 360. Single joint elbow that bends over 90 degrees. Wrists move up and down on both hands, and they can rotate. She has a diaphragm joint here, so she can swivel from side to side, as you can see. And a little bit of a wobble up here. Her legs can spread that far. Kick forward that much. Back not much. Double joint knees. Thigh rotation. Ankles move up and down. And she does have ankle pivot. And as I realized I forgot to say, Cylok is using this. I did say that Cylok was using the same body model as the old Cylok, which is just repainted to make it the X-Force scheme, which is what you notice here, because Phantom X was also X-Force. Nimrod was just a Sentinel, which I'm very excited to have Nimrod, but I don't think he was ever involved in X-Force. If someone knows, please let me know. I've only read a few of their comics, but I still loved X-Force when it was being run by Wolverine. I thought it was really interesting. But now that we finished with Cylok's posability, we'll move to Phantom X's. And Phantom X, like I was going to say, Cylok is reusing the same body mold we see with most of the female characters. Or Phantom X is using the Bucky Cap mold, which we've seen used thousands of times. Not that it's a bad thing. I just really enjoy. I've heard we're getting newer body molds are trying to phase this one out, but this one's a good one for Phantom X, I think, because it just helps the part. But as you can see here, he has double joint elbows, which depending on how you move it with the cuff link, can bend over 90 degrees. His arms move up that far. He has bicep swivel. Gotta remember my terms. Rotate 360. Wrist can move up and down on both wrists because of the guns. It's this way, side to side. I mean, up and down's the other way. He can look up that far, kind of hindered by the trench coat, and he can look down that far. And his head's on ball joint, so there's a little bit of a pivot here, but not much. He has a waist swivel, as you can see. He can crunch forward that far, and back not very far because of the trench coat. Like I said, trench coat kind of hinders some of the movements, but it's classic Phantom X look with it. You can kick forward that far, back not very far. You can spread that far. Sometimes you gotta pull down the holster because it will move when you do these. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. It doesn't want to move it now, but he does have boot rotation. There we go. Ankle down and up. And he has ankle pivot. And as you saw, he does use these same black straps that we did see on I don't know if Phantom X did it first or Cyclops did it first. But we did see these on the Cyclops figure from the 90s X-Men show. I don't remember which one did it first, but I will say that. But, like, I will warn you that my problem was they were slid down to his ankles on mine, so I had to heat treat them and push them up because they didn't want to go all the way up. And also there was a little gappage between his boot and his calf here for the boot rotation. So I used the, if I can stop hitting my camera. Sorry about that, guys. I used my heat treating this, fixing this around this, so that way it would cover that up. So, but I will say sometimes, there it is. As you can see the gappage right there. But I will say, like I said, it sometimes can get in the way of boot rotation. So, but there you have that. Now if I can just get this back on for the rest of the review. There we go. But as you can see, there are his, that's pretty much it for posability and accessories with Phantom X, Nimrod, and Cylok. So now we're going to move into the size comparisons. So here is Nimrod, Phantom X, and Cylok ready for the size comparisons. As you can see, they stand fairly tall. So for Phantom X, he is at just under 6.5 inches. For Cylok, she's just a little bit above 6 inches. And for Nimrod, he's about 7.5 inches, maybe a little over that. So now for your size comparisons, here is these two X-Force members next to the only other X-Force member I currently have, which is the X-Force Deadpool. So you can see how they scale together. And I am working on getting X-Force Wolverine and X-23 also to go with these guys. So stay tuned for hopefully those reviews. But looking at that, here they are next to the last figure review, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Power Rangers Zeo Gold Ranger. So you can see how they scale together. For your basic 6-inch scale comparison, here they are next to the Star Wars Black Series Captain Rex figure. So you can see how they scale together. And then I have two more size comparisons I'm doing for you guys as a little update and let you know for the special for the next 2 weeks for the channel. I got a request in by somebody asking this since I did some Power Rangers reviews, and I got a lot of likes and comments on those ones. Well, more likes. But I did get a request from somebody for the next week if I could do a Red Ranger theme week because of Red and Christmas and everything. And so I thought, why not? So for the first video for next week's review, I'm going to show you for our Red Ranger theme week. It will be the Red Ranger Zeo. So as a little sneak peek as to what you're looking forward to. So there you can see how they scale together. And then also I was going to say the week after that, I'm doing a little special because I'm a big fan of the Mandalorian show, and I just got in a bunch of figures from Mando that I had been waiting to come in, and the one I have been telling you guys about that as soon as I got it, I would review them for you guys. So to start off, not next week, but the week after, we're going to do a Mando week with 3 different Mandalorian characters. And to start that week all off, we will start off with this little sneak peek I'm showing you guys, the Beskar Mando. So you can see how they scale together. So stay tuned for those guys, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. So here we have Cylok, Nimrod, and Phantom X in an action pose for you guys. I wanted to say to you guys, I really love this 3-pack. I highly recommend getting this if you're a fan of X-Force or a fan of X-Men in general or Marvel Legends. I will say it's usually normal price is about, from last time I checked, $79.99 roughly, and it is an Amazon Prime exclusive 3-pack, so you have to get that from Amazon. But I wanted to thank you guys again for watching my video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I can do to make the videos better, and let me know if there's a figure you want to see reviewed, and I'll try and get a review for you guys. I will remind you guys, like I said earlier on in the video, next week will be a Ranger Red theme, since I got a request for that, and the week after will be a Mando week. So I wanted to let you guys know about that, and I sneak peek those figures that you guys will get to see in those reviews for the next 2 weeks. So I wanted to thank you guys again for watching my videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next exciting episode of Bearcat Reviews.